And welcome back. It's New Comic Book Day. Got some exciting things on the shelf and some things back in. We'll take a look. Just see what's here. From Dynamite, Altered States Warlords. Basically, they take some of these characters and we're switching up the story, which is fine. A step into reading for Spidey and Iron Man Avengers Team Up. Batgirl returns to the shelves, got a new subscriber, very cool. Detective Comics and some Glare. And 2 covers. Little Kevin Nolan. 3 covers. Bizarro Year One finally returns to the shelves. I don't know how long it's been. Seems entirely too long, but hey, whatevs. 3 covers there. The next Universal Monsters miniseries, Blood of the Wolfman. And 2 covers there. Capes from the Invincible Universe. Captain America connects to Armageddon, that Avengers story, you know. Conan, and a lot of Glare. There we go, Conan the Barbarian. And then a 3rd printing of Corpse Knight #1, a 2nd printing of Corpse Knight #2, and then #3. People are still talking about it. Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives. This, of course, is the 2nd of 2 black and white specials, reprinting the original miniseries in black and white. Daredevil #1, that's a 3rd printing. Dark Horse Presents, that's the monthly catalog talking about what's coming out from Dark Horse in 2 months or so. Devil's Due 25th Anniversary Special. I suspect there's quite a few of you that have no idea what Devil's Due is. The highlight for me of Devil's Due was they had the G.I. Joe license for a little while, and I felt like they did a pretty good job of it. Excuse me. Unfortunately, assorted things, hard times, and Josh Blaylock has not had a great run of success in the more recent years. This is kind of a celebration of the things that the Devil's Due had their hands in, and then also sort of a history of Devil's Due, which is also sort of a bit of a history of the industry as a whole for the last 15 to plus years or so, as far as the trouble years. So I scanned through it, and I will be reading it in full just for funsies. Mercy Sparks also came from Devil's Due, for those of you that know Mercy Sparks. Doom Quest, the official dumpster fire coloring book, because of course we need a coloring book, and I'm happy to have it. Escape, Fury of Firestorm #1 gets a 2nd print. That's another book that people are still talking about. Absolute Flash, this is volume 2, of course, and I've got paper and hardback selections. DC Finest, Jack Kirby's Fourth World. This collects, it's about 4-ish issues of several ongoing series, and sort of wrapped around the single idea that the old gods died and the new gods appear. And I'm very tempted to read this if it lasts long enough. Generation X-23. G.I. Joe, The Homofiles, #31 from A Real American Hero. Again, that'll be on my list. Green Lantern. Harley Quinn. And 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. Hellboy and the BPRD, The Monster of Nivola, or however they want to pronounce it. Hornsby and Halo, that connects to the unbelievable story being told in that family of books. Infernal Hulk. IDW's previews, that talks about IDW stuff coming out in about 2 months. In Your Skin. Iron Man Epic Collection, this is from around the time where he was dead and then came back. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's comic books. Don't focus too highly on it. Justice League Unlimited. And Justice League Dreamgirls. DC's Pride event. 2 covers and 3 covers. King Arthur and the Knights of Justice and Princess Guinevere and the Jewel Riders all stuck together in a big thick book. Of course, I believe they were all inspired by cartoons. The last Starfighter movie adaptation, Marvel produced this a billion years ago, and the movie is at just the right time and place for this kid to love it. The kid that this kid married does not like it because she feels like the girlfriend was dumb for like 99% of the movie. She's not wrong, but, you know, I get it. My girlfriend, this kid's girlfriend, well, not at the time, would have just gone with me from the very start. Would have been playing the game, would have been in space, would have had her own ship. So, you know. Marvel previews. Talking about Marvel stuff coming out in about 2 months. Mind Management, new and improved. Matt Kindt has a new series for Mind Management at Oni Press. Odin #1, that's a second print, of course. Peril of the Brutal Dark continues. Punisher, Confederacy of Dunces, that collects that short story from, I don't know, 20 years ago now? I don't know. But Garth Ennis and John McCrae, you're getting a very specific thing. So, Rocketeer the Island continues. 2 covers there. Amazing Spider-Man Spider-Versity. And then Spider-Man Brand New School Day. That, of course, collects Spider-Man Homeroom Heroes because we want to be sure that we put Brand New Day into everything we can. Starfleet Star Trek Academy. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Echoes of the Empire. Summer of Supergirl special. Last year we had a Summer of Superman special. And we've got a couple covers. Tula Lote. I really like this one. I feel like this, even though the art is a completely different style, like the line work, I feel like this totally captures the live action look. And then Superman. Absolute Superman. And 2 covers there. Superman, Father of Tomorrow. Again, that tells the story of Jor-El coming to Earth instead of Kal. Swamp Thing, 1988, continues. And a shiny cover. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Saturday Morning Adventures. 2 covers. 3 covers. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder. Thundercats Silverhawks Thunderhawks. That's part of their crossover. Transformers. This was a previous week, of course. I was shorted some covers, so I just held off until I had everything in my hands. There we go. Twilight Zone. Ultimate Endgame #5, which is the last issue of that miniseries, but then also Ultimate Universe Finale, which is the last issue of the Ultimate Universe, except Ultimate Impact Reborn, which is not really the rebirth of the Ultimate Universe. It's just an ongoing story that's fed by the Ultimate Universe. It's fine. Kaito 84 from Usagi Yojimbo. Venom. Void Rivals. Wolverine. That looks painful. Absolute Wonder Woman. 2 covers. X-Men. X-Men Outback, I'm hoping, is really good. That's a shiny. It'll be marked up. It's again, we go back to the time when the X-Men were living in the Australian outback. And it was quite a while that they were there, and some really good stories happened there. And I think this touches on how they got there, because some of that was left open. And of course, this is Zatanna, and there's a bunch of covers, and they're all stupidly good. And then I've got a couple of extras. From DC, Legends Omnibus. Legends was the story after Crisis on Infinite Earths, and for 5 minutes there was no Justice League, and then Legends happened, and then there needed to be a Justice League, and out of that came the Bwahaha Justice League by Giffen and DeMatteis. But this contains all of Legends and a couple of single issues and a mini series or two wrapped around the Legends story. And some of what's in Legends as far as bad guy and motivation is what ended up in Wonder Woman 1984, the movie, if you're interested, with a lot more heroes, of course, in the book. And then this guy, X-Men Elsewhen, this is going to be a lot of fun for me and a handful of people. A billion years ago, John Byrne was the artist and possibly story guy for Uncanny X-Men. He worked with Chris Claremont, of course. And some of the best X-Men stories ever came from Claremont and Byrne. And both are great storytellers. I just also happen to love Byrne's art. At some point, they started to knock heads and parted ways, and life went on. Claremont, of course, wrote the X-Men through 1993. John Byrne went and did other things, including his own stuff. One of the stories that they wrote together was changed to make it more palatable to the editor-in-chief. At the end of the trial of the Dark Phoenix, spoiler alert, in the comics, Jean Grey, Phoenix, sacrifices herself to save lots of people because the Shi'ar were going to kill the X-Men, basically, to stop her. She was too powerful, she had to be stopped. That's how the book ended, and like Cyclops had to deal with losing Jean. And it was sort of later reversed, so it's because it's comic books, but in the moment, both our guys were really disappointed with editorial doing what they do. And later on, it was released, Phoenix the Untold Story, that essentially Jean lives. And Professor X strips her of most of her power. And life was meant to go on. And that's how the story was originally written. And then, of course, it was changed for publication. These books, which is John Byrne returning to his beloved X-Men, start with the premise that Jean lived after the Dark Phoenix saga. And then these adventures happen. There are going to be 3 of these hardcovers over the course of probably a year-ish. They're $40 a piece, so they are, a big deal. They're actually slightly taller than an omnibus, but these should be beautiful editions. I've got a special order for one. The other I will be reading, but it'll be available on the shelf. I'm looking forward to this. I hope it's something you think about. And that is it for this week. Another long one because I just get talking because I'm a fanboy sometimes too. If you see anything you like, let me know. I will try and get it for you. Sooner the better, of course. Subscribers, keep doing what you're doing if that's buying your comics that I bought for you. Again, a lot of you are doing just fine. Thanks for the concern. but a lot of you are doing just fine. There's a couple of people, and you probably know who you are, that are struggling. So hit me up. Let's talk. Let's figure it out. And there's going to be a few more cuts probably this summer. I don't know if you've noticed, there's Batman stuff, there's Harley stuff, Green Lantern stuff, Flash stuff. I know it's hard to tell because the shelves are freaking stocked now. Moon Knight stuff. I think those are the big hits recently. Doctor Strange stuff. So it's still ongoing, and it's going to get better because I'm going to keep cutting people. So if you have the ability, pick up your stuff. That is everything. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon.